Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left, and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey, Kylie, do you want me to read the menu to you?
Sure. Thank you.
James and Kylie with their food.
This smells amazing.
Should I describe where things are?
Yes, please.
There's spicy chicken curry and rice at the top of your plate, and braised greens at the bottom. Your wine is above the plate to the right.
Mmm, so good.
Kylie gives a romantic smile to James, spinach in her teeth.
Honey, you have spinach in your teeth.
Thanks so much for letting me know.
Let's let Kylie and James enjoy their dinner. For more information and helpful tips, visit guidedogs.com.
Everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Margie. I'm the class supervisor for this class, and we have a lot of exciting people to introduce you to today. And we just welcome you all to our graduation celebration, whether you're here in person or you're watching from home. We thank you for tuning in and being here. Is there anyone here on campus for your first time? Yes, thank you. Welcome. Lots of new faces. We're always happy to see some new faces, and we know a lot of you have been to many graduations. It looks like is there a puppy club here today or just lots of puppies? Club, yeah. Welcome to our puppy raisers. In fact, I want to give a lot of kudos to our puppy raisers. So you are the heartbeat of our program, and you raise with love and train with care and give with all of your heart. And your influence reaches far beyond today. And we're thrilled to celebrate some of our teams that you'll be meeting today with some of the puppies that you guys have raised. And so if you're a puppy raiser, please raise your hand. We'd like to see all the puppy raisers in the audience. It's probably about half the audience is puppy raisers, so thank you. Welcome. Thank you for all that you do. Today we're going to celebrate the milestones of our new orientation and mobility immersion clients. They're stepping out with greater confidence, and we have a canine buddy team to introduce you to today, and our newest guide dog teams that have forging their new partnerships for independence today. So we thanked our puppy raisers. Other groups that we like to thank are our donors and our sponsors. Because of them, we can offer all of our service at no cost to our clients, and we do this without any government funding. And so all of your support makes these life-changing services possible, and we'd like to give a special thanks today to Lillian Tremaroli for her generous gift of a harness for every graduating team this year. You've literally helped harness potential. And our volunteers and staff, we have, how many volunteers are here today? We have an amazing volunteer staff. They help do campus tours, they help prepare the dog food, they take the dogs on walks, they do tours, all kinds of great things for us. So all of their roles are really essential, and we couldn't do all of this without them. So we thank our volunteers. So let's give a hand to all the groups that make this possible today. And we're going to show a short video about our mission, and it's audio described. So in addition to the narrator, you'll hear a second voice describing the scenes in the video, and captions are also included. All right, so enjoy the video, and I'll be back.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program,
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja, and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze the traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Larson.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Larson is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends. With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up for Ella new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend Canine Buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Ahmed and his guide dog Tashi sit on the beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Okay, so now I want to introduce to you the instructors that worked with the guide dog clients. We have Savannah Prichow, Mandy Jones, and Kathleen Mitchell, and Savannah will be introducing the clients.
Hi, thanks, Jana. So let's kick it off. I have the pleasure of introducing all of our graduates today. We are going to start with our Canine Buddy program, but real quick, I'm going to let you know what it is about. So our Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and teams have access to a similar level of service as our guide dog clients, including the veterinary financial assistance program and follow-up support. Our canine buddies are not service dogs, but are wonderful companions that bring joy, confidence, responsibility, and a connection to the GDB community. In fall of 2022, we expanded the program to serve clients age 5 and above, including adults all across the U.S. and now into Canada. So first up, in our canine buddies, we have Steve Hoffmaster of Camas, Washington, who received Hope, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by Blake Perry of Wildomar, California, and Linda and Dan Wheeler of West Covina, California.
Thank you all so very much. Good afternoon. It's a real honor and pleasure to be here today with Hope, my new canine buddy dog, which I've gotten 2 months ago. We're learning each other's habits and doing quite well. I have a long way to go sometimes. We're doing pretty good though. But I want to be sure I have a thank you for some very special people here. For Linda Wheeler and Dan Wheeler of West Covina, California, that raised her, I want to give a big shout out and thank you so very much. And also Blake Perry, who was a puppy raiser for Hope as well. Thank you. Means the world to me, and you all are just fabulous people that can do these wonderful things to raise these dogs for the community that needs them. I also want to shout out to my friend Margaret, who drove me today. She's a wonderful lady that I've known for a long time. And I also want to ask special for Rachel Chamness, that used to be a instructor here at the campus. I worked with her 2 summers ago with the foster program, and I had some nice foster pups at home. And she was instrumental in helping me and encouraged me to apply for this program. Canine Buddy program, which I was real grateful for. So just a shout out to Rachel, because she was pretty neat, pretty special. What else? I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. It's so nice to look out and see all these wonderful people and dogs, and makes my heart feel good in a room full of these kind of people that we all have that in common, that we want to help and do things and be helped. So I love you all, and thank you so very much for everything. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Okay, next we are going to move on to our Orientation and Mobility Immersion program graduates. Today we are recognizing 2 recent graduates of our in-resident program. This is a 1 or 2 week program designed to provide guide dog applicants and people who want to improve their independent travel skills with the O&M training they need to qualify for a guide dog. The O&M Immersion program provides a bridge for those who would like to partner with a guide dog but have limited access to O&M services. The instructors for these programs were Kai Wiese and Mallory Hofer. Sorry, let me move my papers. I got a book up here. First up, we have Marnie Thiel of Black Diamond, Washington. Marnie Thiel is from Black Diamond, Washington, where she lives. Hey. Where she lives with her husband, Greg. She enjoys walking, listening to audiobooks, and spending time on her family's boat.
Thank you very much. Oh, hello. Hey, I am very grateful for this program. I've learned so much from Mallory, and a special shout out to Stephanie as well. They're tremendous. The staff here has been very supportive, and I wish to, special notice to the nurse staff for their access to the hot tub. Yes, those little things are kind of important. And one evening we even had a massage person here that was exceptional, Lori Smith. But got so much out of this. This is the 3rd immersion school I've been able to do. I'm grateful for that, for my husband, who's been my greatest advocate for me, and on an 8 to 10 month waiting list through the state of Washington. Their department for, I think, visually impaired or blind, an 8 month to 10 month waiting list just for the O&M training for this. And so programs like GDB is huge to fill that huge void. So I'm very grateful for this facility and others like it. It's tremendous, and everyone in here is so professional who work here, and I'm just overwhelmed and so filled with gratitude for what you do. Truly, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mom. Okay, our next graduate is Jen Larson Speary of Eugene, Oregon. Jen is currently awaiting for guide dog number 4. She lives here with her husband, who is also a client of GDB. Jen spends her free time practicing yoga, kayaking, crocheting, attending concerts, and traveling.
GDB's been part of my family since 2006 when I got my first guide dog. And living with blindness and managing blindness is really hard. And so this program is life-changing for sure. And there's really no way to describe the gratitude of what it provides for us and our independence and confidence. I'm waiting for guide dog number 4, and I've been limited. I have retinitis pigmentosa, and that kind of means that once it gets dark, the lights are out. And so I've been limited a lot by traveling at night, and it's held me back a lot. And so I'm actually excited to go home and practice the skills that I've learned this week and live a fuller life because of it. I'm so grateful. The genuine care that the staff here shows it's overwhelming. The puppy raisers, there's no words to describe. I had a guy drive me from the train station on Sunday. I was just thinking, he could be anywhere in the world right now, doing anything he wanted to do, but here he is, getting me to campus. I'm just so grateful. I appreciate my trainer, Kylie. She has a wonderful way of communicating, and she's so patient. I thank everyone here, and I've had a wonderful experience again. This is my 3rd time on this campus, and it always exceeds my expectation. Thank you.
Next up, we had a guide dog. We're going to move on to the guide dog program. We had a graduate who completed in-home training these past 2 weeks. So Marilyn Lind of Topeka, Kansas, received in-home instruction with Kidder, a male black Labrador Retriever raised by Julian Avery King of Boulder, Colorado, and Patrick Morgan of Colorado Springs, Colorado. We're going to put a picture up, and I have a letter from Marilyn. These are song lyrics written by Marilyn. I'm a terrible singer, so I'll save you all that. Sing it. Everything is fabulous in my life again. Now I'm walking with Mr. Kidder, an awesome, awesome black Labrador who is now my partner. And I will walk down the streets, not by myself, but with him by my side. We will become one. He will know me, and I will know him. Here is to independence again, walking with my fellow guide and partner. Thank you, GDB. Thank you, puppy raisers, and everyone involved in creating such an awesome, awesome guide partner. And then we have a slide coming up. So in the left photo, Marilyn is wearing a striped shirt and sunglasses and is seated in a gray armchair. By her side on a carpet sits Kidder wearing his harness. And then on the right photo, Marilyn stands in front of a zoo viewing window with Kidder in harness at her side. On the other side of the window is a cheetah looking at Kidder. Okay. Now we are going to call up our graduates of our Residence Guide Dog program. First up, we have Eric Alanes of Sunnyside, Washington. Eric received his second guide dog, Brady, a male black Labrador Retriever raised by Sean, Sue, Logan, and Dylan Vita of Ravensdale, Washington. Eric is ready to take Brady on his sporting adventures, walks, and to the gym, and Eric loves to call Brady his little bro.
As Savannah said, he's my second guide. As we call my first guide a beauty school dropout. Brady has filled another part in my life of freedom again, of where I can do stuff like my sports and travel and be able to navigate the world freely, independently, and at his fast speed. I'm also excited to take him to work in a couple weeks, where I'll be working with kids. And yeah.
All right, this is my favorite part of being a volunteer raiser. This is kind of the capstone of the process. And so I always turn to my raising partner, who gets a little upset during this, and I always ask her, do you want to tell him? And she says no. And she just wants you all to know that she raised the dog. I am the spare human. For those of you who are in the raiser community, you know exactly what I mean. But I always think a little bit about, I want to tell you a couple quick stories. I know we don't have lots of time, but and then I'll say something more serious. But for my fun stories, so it's always great to be up here with our fellow raisers. And so I've been up with Jana before on stage. We've got Megan and her family in as well here. And sorry to the rest of the club and myself included, but I do honestly believe Megan is our top raiser. But with that in mind, so my very first dog was babysitting one of Megan's dogs, Andre. And I mean, this dog was perfect, right? But we really didn't know a lot at the time. And so we're rolling into one of the puppy club meetings after having watched Andre, and I want him to get in the car, and so I'm grabbing him and getting him by the bottom of the legs, and Megan comes over and she said, what are you doing? She's like, he knows how to jump in the car. And so this began the concept of they will play you, right? So as a raiser, they'll kind of figure out what you know, what you don't. They'll try to get away with what they can. And so Megan's here with Fornell, and one of my favorite stories about Fornell is the puppy I asked for right now. They always ask you, well, do you have any preferences? What would you like? And we like to have a little fun with it, and I'll say, I want a dog that stares at me like Fornell stares at Megan. And so, but anyway, I think Megan had her reservations about whether or not Fornell was gonna make it all through, and so we like to say our best raiser has been played happily. So that's your fun stuff. Now, one of the things that I get asked quite a bit by potential raisers, as well as just folks who want to learn a little bit more and understand, they say, it must be really, really difficult to give up the dog. And I say, well, in context, you go into it knowing it. We kind of roll a puppy in towards the end so that we don't have to do that. But I wanted to read you the definition of a couple things and kind of reflect on it for a moment. So the first thing I want to read about is empathy. I think something we're struggling a little bit with, I think, these days. But empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. And I think all of you in the room here are feeling, the feelings that are happening here, and it's powerful. And then I want to read one more definition, and that's to define potential. And in this case, in a noun. Qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success or usefulness. And I think, so a lot of us are thinking, we're raising puppies, there's a lot of potential. There absolutely is. But what I want to talk about is me being a raiser and realizing my full potential as a member of our community, of our society, and of a world where increasingly I think we're losing touch about caring about each other and taking care of one another. So this is I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to realize my full potential as a person through guide dogs. So thank you very much. And all my best to you.
Okay, next up we have Tiana Johnson of Wayne, New Jersey, receiving her first guide dog, Danby, a male yellow Labrador Retriever, raised by Dina and Reagan Lund of Rockland, California. Tiana is super excited to take Danby on many adventures and have him by her side. Here you go.
Hi. Thank you to everyone who made this possible, and I'm so excited to explore the world with my new best friend. And I feel like one of the things I don't really talk about with blindness is like the loneliness. So I'm happy to have a new friend to take on the world with. And yeah, so thank you.
So we are so excited that Danby decided to choose this career path. I'm proud of him. We want to thank the trainers here who shaped the little silly ball of fluff I dropped off at a puppy truck into this fabulous boy he is now. And we always look forward to the puppy reports. I'm going to miss them because they are so thoughtfully written, and we know that you really care about our puppies. So while Danby is not serious all the time, he really enjoys cats, oddly, swimming, playing keep away with toys from other dogs, and beach zoomies. Going to the grocery store and Target are great. They are always better with a puppy, but we made our lasting memories with this puppy on a camping trip to the beach. It was November, so there was no swimming because Mom wasn't going in after him. But he had miles of adventure walks. He hit the sand, and he'd never seen sand before. He lost his little mind. It was Zoomy Central. And thankfully, because it was November, there were very few people on the beach because long lines are a serious hazard. And he also loved the campfire and curling up in the sleeping bag with me. He was very sweet. He slept for at least 3 days after that trip. He was very tired. So, Tiana, I hope you enjoy years and years of great adventures with him, and we look forward to seeing them. And last but not least, we have the most supportive puppy club in America. Past raisers that live in the area have my current puppy in the back, and the Roseville puppy raisers have quite the reputation in San Rafael. That's probably why our dogs come up here. For causing a ruckus, and no, you don't get to miss it. Hold on, let me turn up the sound.
Go, Danby, go! Go, Danby, go!
Oh, stop.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Pearl Outlaw of Portland, Oregon, receiving her second dog, Fornell, a male yellow Labrador Retriever, raised by Charlotte, Renee, Nathan, and Sylvie Patterson of Burien, Washington, and Megan and Jim Fitzpatrick of Yelm, Washington. Pearl is looking forward to traveling the country and world with Fornell. Pearl is a paracoastal rowing athlete, which is why she could not be here today. Pearl, if you're watching, we're all cheering you on. So first, I have a letter from Pearl. It says, "It's been almost 2.5 years since my first guide retired, so before coming to GDB, I had gotten used to life without a dog. When I met Fornell 2 weeks ago, it felt like getting my first dog all over again. A little scary, a little nervous, and maybe a little apprehensive, but excited at the same time. This was the right dog for me. It feels like a lifetime has passed since our first meeting and that first day in the dorms with me, sitting on the floor and him on his bed with the two of us, just trying to figure each other out. Each day we got a little more confident and a little more in sync, and now I can't imagine any other dog besides Fornell being my guide. I love his silliness, his snuggles, his enthusiasm for naps, but I especially love how excited he gets when he's leading me in harness, and that little hop in his step when he knows he's been a good boy. I can't wait to travel the world with him and see what mischief we get into." And then on the screen here, we have a photo on the left. Pearl is sitting on a wooden bench, looking at the camera and smiling happily. Fornell is sitting on the carpeted floor beside her, wearing his harness as they pose for their team photo. And then on the right, Pearl and Fornell sit closely together on a sunny outdoor bench with flowers in the background. Pearl's arm is draped over Fornell, and they are both smiling at the camera.
Do you have something to say? All right, so we got Fornell as a transfer. He became available, and Jana sent me a picture, and I said, okay, I'm bringing that dog home. So we had him for about a year, a little more than a year, and let me tell you, this dog, he loves the new GDB way of raising, when he gets to have his own time and make his own decisions and have adventure walks. But he blossomed and opened up and was just so fun. I mean, every day he would grab a squeaky toy and prance around the house, squeaking the squeaky toy as loud as he possibly could, hoping that either the cats or the dogs would play with him. Usually they did not, but he didn't mind. So he just came into our lives and was just an easy peasy dog, and so wrinkly and squishy and goofy and just the best. And everyone loves him. All right, I think that's it.
I also have a letter from his first raiser, Charlotte. It says, "Fornell was my first guide dog I ever raised. He was the best first puppy my family and I could ask for. The second he came off the truck, everyone was in awe. It was hard not to fall in love with his sweet, squishy face and his little ragdoll posture he would do when held on his back. Whenever I carried him outside to go to the bathroom, his head would hang down and he would like to look at the world upside down. And every time I would take him on a walk or on an outing, folks would ask, 'Is that a hound dog puppy?' Because of his adorable layers of wrinkles. Although I didn't have him for long, he showed me he could become a guide dog, and he was born for guide work. I'm so grateful for everyone that helped get him through the rest of his training." And on the screen up here, the left photo is tiny puppy Fornell with wet fur, sits in an empty bathtub with a bottle of shampoo, and he is looking adorably up at the camera. And then the photo on the right is young Fornell wearing a pink scarf, is sitting in a free kisses booth with his raiser Charlotte, and the booth is white and is decorated with red paper hearts. And last but not least, our next graduate is Bella Scott of Canton, Massachusetts. She received her second guide dog, Janica, a female black Labrador Retriever, raised by Shar Phillips of Vashon, Washington, and Elsa Vathor, and Kirsten Flack of Vashon, Washington, and Mary Raines and Brian Williams of Bellingham, Washington. Bella is looking forward to bringing Janica to the Perkins School for the Blind and going camping to Las Vegas and traveling with her.
I now realize that I probably should have brought tissues, especially being last. I'll keep it short and sweet. I just want to thank the puppy raisers, of course, the whole village that raised this sweet little dog, and the cooking staff and the trainers and everybody at GDB. This was a really fun class. And My previous guide dog had passed away almost 3 years ago, actually, and I was unsure if I emotionally was ever going to want another guide dog. I can now stand here today telling you that this little pocket puppy has changed that, and I have realized that I can always carry O'Hara in my heart, and that moving on is not what's going to happen. I'm going to move forward, and you can move forward without moving on. So I will have these two little girls in my heart forever. So thank you.
I raised my first guide dog in 1965. Been a few changes that the training has gone on, but you know what? It's really fun. Janica's number 29. I took a few years off, and you know, as you raise these puppies, they all have a heart of gold. They all want to do an incredible job for you. Some are just meant to be guide dogs. This one said, you know, 7, 8 weeks old, and she said, okay, what do you want me to do? I can do it. She was a really, really easy puppy. And I just want to thank guide dogs for letting us do this, because it's so fun to always have a baby puppy. And I would like to thank my club, because it takes, like they say, a village. It's not just one person, it's not two people, it's a whole village, and they get that opportunity to do lots. Thank you.
So Janica is my second puppy that I've been able to raise through our club and Vashon Island High School, and I'm just so proud of her. She's just such an amazing dog. She's always been very level-headed, which was very nice for me to handle. She was always very well behaved in class, and she was always just willing to work and do what I ask of her, while also just being delightful. And she was always happy to come home and play and just give lots of kisses. But yeah, she's just such an amazing dog, and I'm so proud that she's made it this far. I always said the second she came to campus, I always said, I have faith in that dog. And yeah, she's just turned out so beautifully, and I'm so happy that she gets to change lives for the better.
Boy, I think it took my husband Brian and I like 2 minutes to decide that we were going to take Janica on when my club announced that Shar was looking for someone to transfer her to, and it was being a puppy raiser is not all sacrifice, and we would not do this if we weren't getting a lot out of it. And for me, last year, we weren't raising a puppy. We got her in December. I had a really tough year. We both had. I had lost my brother in April. 6 weeks later, I lost my sister. 6 months later, I lost her husband. And we were doing a lot of travel to northern Idaho, where my family lived. And by the time December came around, and I can't remember, it was early December, Shar was like, you know, anybody want a dog? And I went, so we got this little dog, and she just brought so much joy to Brian and I for the 4 months that we had her. And I'm feeling emotional, yeah, because it was a very emotional time. And this happy little gal she just has when she wags her tail, her whole body wiggles. And she's just a bright little star. She's steady Eddie. Nothing phases this dog. And she was just a joy for us. So our job was just not to spoil all the work that Shar and the Vashon Club had done. So, and with the help of my club and my great leader, Linda Knutson, who just makes herself available literally 24/7. And our co-club leader, Peg Murray, and the rest of our puppy club, which consists mostly of puppy sitters, which is pretty darn handy, let me tell you. I just wanted to thank GDB and Bella. I hope that you and Janica have many happy miles together and many, many years of partnership. So congratulations. Thank you.
Are you all crying now? Yeah. So as Mary mentioned, we kind of finished Janica's raising, and I have to say it's just a real honor to have been part of her raising. I've never met a dog more adaptable, and I think it's because of this other club that seems to be embedded in the high school. This dog has been everywhere. I mean, basketball games, buses, and so when we receive her, she's just totally flexible, she's relaxed, but she's ready to go. When you're ready to go, she's ready to go. But otherwise, unflappable. So, but anyway, this is a tremendous program, and I'm really confident that Bella and Janica are going to be a really special team. So, good luck.
All right. Congratulations to all our graduates today. Also, big congratulations to OR522. Thank you all for such a fun class and teaching us all the Gen Z language. I'm going to pass it off to Margie. We're going to do a guide work demonstration.
Okay, so during our training, our dogs learn most of their skills involved with guide work through the use of a clicker, which is an audible signal that you'll hear in a minute. It marks the behavior that we want the dog to repeat. And the clicker makes communication consistent and timely, and it's better than just praise or food alone. We start by pairing the food with the sound of the click, and it takes about less than 5 minutes. And once the dog understands that the click means food, then we pair the click with the behavior. So for example, when they're doing something like stopping for a curb or going into a down position, they get a click, and then they think, oh, food is coming, and then they're likely to want to do these behaviors in anticipation of getting rewarded. So they figure out pretty quickly, if we make it easy enough, what we're asking them to do. So Kathleen and Baden are going to come up and demonstrate how we teach a dog to find a chair, target a chair, or a bench in this case. And she's going to start, she's just going to kind of warm him up with some what we call hand targeting. He's already been introduced to the clicker, but then she's going to present her hand, and when he touches it, she clicks and feeds him. Every time we click, they get food. There's no exceptions, really. And once they're good at that, then she can use her hand on the end goal, which is the bench, and target her hand to that. And so then we just work backwards from there. We call it back chaining. So once he's doing that consistently or almost anticipating it, then she can take a step back. And the goal is to get him to take a step towards the bench. And then we're just going to increase the distance, adding more steps, 2 steps, then 3 steps. And you can see him already anticipating it. And that's what we're looking for. If they look confused, then we just go back to the thing that they were successful at and make it easier. And once they've learned this for different things, then teaching them something new is even easier. So it's a really handy tool that our clients can use. Now she's going to be now using the harness handle. And once they start anticipating from that distance, you can start adding a command like find the bench or find the chair. And this is what our clients will use to find like an ATM machine or a bus stop or a trash can or a door to something. It's really handy and it's really fun for the dogs. Yay, Baden, good job. Yeah, you want to do from all the way to the stairs? Yeah, okay. We'll do a distance one. So this is a longer distance than we normally add at this point. We really go, step by step, but because, he's a finished dog, he knows what he's doing. He can easily find it. Yay, Baden. Good job. All right. So Kathleen, thank you. So Kathleen will stay up here after we finish. If anyone has any questions, she'll be up here for questions. But I just wanted to, find out if you guys were moved by the ceremony today. Do you want to get involved? There's different ways. You can refer someone that might need one of our services. That would be a good way to help us. You can volunteer. You could donate. You could work here. And so those options are available. Also our website, guidedogs.com. And if you want to know more about our program or you just want to go for a tour, we're going to have tours after graduation. I think meeting in the back of the room. And we have our gift shop open and refreshments up front. And so we thank you all for being here today. Thank you.
you.